I was raised here in Oxnard since I was 2 years old. So, you know, even though we're not here in Oxnard anymore, we still get a lot of love. And if it's a local boxing gym like today, or the boys club, the PAL program, whatever it is, we're definitely gonna support it and do our part. You know, we're from Oxnard. We love Oxnard, and we're happy to be here.
Tell us about the training camp. You guys are moving up in weight. What is this?
Look, Mikey's very strong already physically, and I think 140 is not going to be a problem. Mikey's looking great in training. We've been doing excellent work with myself, my dad, Pita, and my other son, Bayo. We're doing a great job. I think we're going to be in great shape for whatever Broner brings.
You catch his mitts, can you sense his power, a little increase or anything like that?
Look, I think Mikey's going to bring the power to 140 just like he had at 135 or 130, maybe even more. But you know, we'll see. We'll see in 2 weeks. But you know, we know the fight's not easy, so we're gonna be in great shape.
And Robert, what's the biggest obstacle when it comes to Adrian Broner? Me from the outside looking in, I would say it's maybe Mikey's most difficult fight, being the style that Broner brings to the table. What is the biggest obstacle?
He is. You know, he's Mikey's most difficult fight. You know, he's a bigger man. He's a hell of a fighter. At one time, he was considered pound for pound top 10, and we know it's not easy, but those are the challenges Mikey wants. You know, Mikey wants to fight the best fighters out there. So, you know, Broner's very strong because Maidana told me he's very skillful and very fast also. So you know, we're ready for anything.
You prepared Marcos Maidana when you fought Adrian Broner. Did you call Marcos and just have a conversation to refresh your mind on some of the things that you know Broner's flawed in, or how you guys went?
No. You know, that was like 3 or 4 years ago, and you know, it's just totally different fighter. You know, I think well, it's a total. Mikey and Maidana are not the same.
Okay.
So
Broner,
it's totally different. No, I think we're gonna see the best Broner out there. I think we're gonna see a hell of a fighter. You know, he's in shape. He's training hard, and he knows this is like do or die for him. So he's gonna be in great shape.
Robert, Alex Lindner with BoxingVoice.com.
What was that?
Alex Lindner with the Boxing Voice. Hey, are you concerned with the excessive holding? Are you concerned with any of the forearms that Broner might do?
Well, you know, we've been watching his fights, and I don't think he does excessive holding. You know, it's only what the ref allows. So, you know, I'll do my job in the corner, and you know, Mike will do his job in there. I'm not concerned about any holding or anything.
Robert, I know you're focused on the task at hand, but I gotta ask you about the Maymac World Tour.
The what?
The Maymac World Tour.
Yeah.
What did you make of it?
It's a show, man. You know, people we're watching it because we want to see what McGregor's gonna say or what Mayweather's gonna respond. It's just entertainment. You know, people are gonna pay for it just like they do for WWE, like we all did back in the days with WWF. I think that's what we're gonna get, and we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get 2 fights. I think we're gonna get 2 fights because look, Mayweather's the smartest man in sports. You know, he knows how to make money, and McGregor would never make this kind of money. So I think you know, it's gonna be easy for Mayweather the first one, but then McGregor's gonna come back and say, fighting, you know, let's fight in the cage, and I'm pretty sure.
You think Mayweather?
I think Mayweather's gonna fight him in the cage.
He won't even let him use the MX gloves.
Huh? Yeah, well, we know he's a pussy already, but still.
Who's a pussy?
Mayweather. He didn't allow Maidana to wear him either.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want to get hit hard. But that's what I'm telling you, it's business. Mayweather's a businessman, and I'm not saying him, but his business people, you know, could have easily told McGregor, look, McGregor, you're gonna make a couple $100 million in 2 fights. Money you will never make in MMA. Plus, you could lose in MMA. McGregor has lost in MMA, so you could lose to anybody for a couple $1 million. So make yourself a couple $100 million. But you know, Mayweather's gonna win. Mayweather's gonna win both of them.
Yeah, and I had it too.
Right, Ellie?
Yep.
He's gonna win both of them.
I had it too. Robert, what did you make of that? Who did you give the edge to in the World Tour? Like, who seemed more confident, or did anyone gain an edge or anything?
The little clips that I seen, you know, I think McGregor, because McGregor's just, you know, he's good for that. You know, Mayweather's not that, you know, he's not ready, like he's not prepared for a lot of things. I think even when we had the press conferences with Maidana's fight, I think he wasn't ready for what I was saying, and there was times where he had no answer. So that don't mean anything, you know. That's talking. McGregor's good at that and making a good show. People are loving it, and people are gonna pay to watch it.
People are saying that he's gonna possibly bring in Paulie Malignaggi for sparring. There's a little indifference there, though. What do you make of that, though? If he does bring him,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he brings for sparring. You know, Paulie's, you know, just gonna be a sparring partner that's gonna get paid. You know. a lot of, that's what a lot of sparring partners do. They go in there and they do their work. It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah. Is what you saw there anything surprise you? And how do you feel about McGregor as a fighter? I know he's not a boxer.
McGregor's also smart, man, because he's going to make a couple $100 million in 2 fights. Boxing and then MMA. I know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, can you touch on the penalties? The weight penalties for if Broner doesn't make weight?